All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
So today we're looking at a really, really fascinating situation developing in the NFL,
Hmm.
specifically with the New York Giants.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm sure you all know, the Giants are coming off just a brutal season 3 and 14.
Yeah, that's rough.
Really, really rough. Yeah.
Not a good look,
No, not at all.
especially for a team with such a storied history.
Exactly. And, they're clearly in desperate need of a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, after
Huh?
the Daniel Jones experiment kind of fizzled out, and then that whole disaster with Tyrod Taylor and Davis Webb,
Oh, yeah.
it's clear they need a fresh start.
Yeah.
And luckily for them, they're sitting pretty with the number 3 pick in the upcoming draft.
All right.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The top QB prospects in this draft,
Hmm.
they're a bit of a gamble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the Titans, who hold that coveted number 1 pick,
Right.
they're practically begging teams to trade up.
Interesting.
I mean, their new GM, Mike Borgonzi,
Hmm.
he's been dropping some pretty heavy hints about being open to a blockbuster trade.
I see.
So the big question is,
Yeah.
should the Giants go all in? Should they mortgage their future
Right.
to move up to that number 1 spot and grab one of these potentially franchise-changing quarterbacks?
It's a tough call.
It really is.
You got to weigh the risks and the rewards.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about what happened last year when the Panthers traded up to number 1 for their quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
They gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds,
Yeah.
and a star player.
I mean, that's a king's ransom.
It is a king's ransom.
Yeah, you're really putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. And with these 2 top QB prospects, Cam Ward from Miami
Right.
and Shedeur Sanders from Colorado, it's not a sure thing.
Yeah. They both have that, like, boom or bust potential.
Yeah. I mean, Ward's got this cannon for an arm, but his accuracy can be a little shaky.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then you've got Sanders, who's a natural leader,
Right.
a winner,
Mm.
but he played in a really wide-open offense in college.
Mm.
So he hasn't really been tested against those top-tier NFL defenses.
Yeah, you got to wonder how he'll handle the pressure.
Exactly. And that's what makes this decision so tough
Mm-hmm.
for the Giants.
Sure.
On one hand, you have these incredibly talented quarterbacks with the potential to completely turn the franchise around.
Right.
But if they don't pan out,
Oh, man.
it could set the team back for years.
Yeah, you got to
I-
think long term, too.
Exactly. And let's not forget, the Giants have other needs as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They do.
I mean, their offensive line could use some serious help.
Yeah.
Their secondary is a little suspect.
Mm.
And their pass rush is practically non-existent.
You can't win games if you can't get to the quarterback.
No, you can't.
No.
So maybe,
Yeah.
just maybe, it would be smarter for the Giants to play the long game.
Mm.
Build through the draft, address those other needs, and maybe wait for a stronger quarterback class down the line.
That's definitely a valid strategy,
Right.
especially when you consider the Giants' schedule next year. I mean, they're in a loaded division.
They are.
Yeah, the expectations are going to be sky high.
Right.
And throwing a rookie quarterback into that firestorm,
Yeah.
it might not be the best recipe for success.
You really have to think about that.
Yeah.
So many factors to consider.
Mm,
When you're in the Giants' GM's shoes,
right.
what do you think are the most important things they need to be thinking about?
Well, beyond just evaluating the talent of these quarterbacks,
Yep.
they really need to look at their overall roster situation, their salary cap situation,
Okay.
and their long-term rebuilding plan.
Right, because if they go all in on a quarterback now,
Exactly.
they could be mortgaging their future.
Yeah, and for what?
Right.
For a quick fix, that might not even work out.
That's a tough call.
It really is.
I mean, if you were in their shoes, what would be your top priority?
Honestly, I think it all comes down to risk tolerance.
Okay.
Are they willing to bet the farm on a high potential quarterback?
Right.
Or are they more comfortable with a slower, more methodical approach to building the team?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
And ultimately, it's up to the Giants to decide which path they're going to take.
Absolutely.
But for our listeners out there, I think the big takeaway here is
Yeah,
it's about thinking beyond just this one decision.
that's right.
If you were the GM, what factors beyond just the quarterback talent would you be considering?
Exactly. Think about the team's overall roster, their schedule,
Right.
the expectations from the fans,
Yeah.
and the long-term strategy for rebuilding the franchise.
It's about seeing the bigger picture.
Exactly.
So much to think about.
Mm.
You came into this deep dive thinking about a simple draft pick, And now you're basically a seasoned GM
Right.
weighing all the complexities of a franchise-altering decision.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is.
But it's also exciting.
It is. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Absolutely.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.